Pick up Mike Durbin's Konnan action figure, bro. Look how beautiful this thing is. I freaking love the packaging, man. Look at this. MikeDurbin.com, guys. Help Mike out, man. This is a beautiful action figure, bro. Beautiful. MikeDurbin.com.
Next on some William Money. The subject is question for the show. What's up, Disco, Konnan, and Feeney? Big time fan of the show. Long time listener, first time emailer. Here's my question. Out of all the public spats that WWE has had over the years, why do you think the only person they've unofficially blacklisted is Vince Russo? Me personally, it feels like they do it because they don't want the public to have the perception that beloved attitude era come back from anyone except the wrestling genius Vince McMahon. Love him or hate him, Russo deserves way more flowers and respect for his accolades than he gets. Jim Cornette was basically God Almighty to the IWC, so his ridiculous crusade against Russo turned a lot of people to rabid Russo haters. Yeah. Being that both of you were there at WCW at the time, how quickly did you notice that the good old boys network at WCW brass turned against the J.J. Dillons, the Kevin Sullivans, the Mike Grahams, the Brad Siegels, and those types? When was the first time you thought to yourself, oh, this guy's never going to last here? What was the locker room's feeling on Russo? And now that WWE had a new mission statement or whatever, do you foresee them ever including Russo into their 90s lore? I mean, how do you make an AEW biography and guys like Austin and Undertaker not breathe one word about Vince? Laugh out loud. I would love to hear your takes on that. I appreciate any insight you can give K1. K100 is the GOAT of all wrestling podcasts and keep crushing it. Well, and that's Jason from West Virginia. Jason, what you don't know is they do use Vince on some of their content. I actually think he's shooting something with them coming up here soon for like biography stuff. They've always worked. Like Vince has never been. That's like a separate thing. Like they're video content guys like that and everything. You're not working with Vince McMahon on that stuff. These are just like video content producers. So, he's doing that. But like, yeah, bro, like Vince has been slandered. But, I mean, he's definitely not the type of person that he's being portrayed at by the wrestling media and his haters. He was, and when he came in, guys like us were very, we were enthusiastic because we've been watching Raw and SmackDown and then we're like, wow, this guy's coming here. But all the top, all the veteran guys, everything were not happy about it because it was the good old boy network there. They've been there forever, It's just, it was, yeah. Well, what did you think about when Vince came in, Konnan?
No, I was happy like you,
right?
But I think what happened was that whether he's been slandered, and I'm sure he has, and all that. But I think when you go after Eric Bischoff, who has a big following, or Jim Cornette, who has a big following, or Meltzer, who has a big following, their fans turn against you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he went after all three of them. They went after him.
Yeah.
And he's, he gets a lot of because of that.
What's funny, too, is there was a period of time a few years ago. This is actually funny. Remember before AEW came around and everybody started talking about, bro, Russo, Eric, and Cornette were all talking about each other.
Right.
Like, and then all of a sudden AEW came around. It's like, we don't got to, now they all agree with each other.
Right.
About AEW. Isn't that fascinating?
Yeah, but they can't talk to each other. Yeah.
Right, but they still can't talk to each other because they're like adversary. It's a real shame that all those guys have adversarial relationships with each other.
Yeah.
Because like we talk to them, we don't talk to Cornette, but we can hear what he says. He says echoes almost identically same stuff I say sometimes about the work and stuff. But like, there's really no reason for those guys in this day and age where there's the WWE is killing it and AEW is facing problems with people like all of us that have had experience. All those guys are giving you constructive criticism and you're not taking it. So it's kind of weird that they're, I don't know. But it's good. It's better that they're not hating on each other every week because I was not a fan of that content.
You're not
at all. At all. Yeah.
That did, man.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say something real quick. What was the last thing you were saying, Disco?
That is just. I'm glad that these guys are beefing with each other, right? Like they used to because I was not a fan of that content.
I almost think. See how far into this hypothesis you're in with me, if at all.
Mm-hmm.
I almost feel that there's a part of them that they've invested so much time into burying the other guys that if they did try to make amends, I think their hardcore fans would probably be
Right.
and maybe that's why they haven't really reached out to the other one to make amends, because it's like good for their brand, or no.
Right. Well, kind of like it's like if Trump like starts being apologetic and apologetic, he could lose his base.
Right.
You know, like they have a
Right.
picture of what they want out of this guy, and if he
Right.
changes,
Right.
and like bro, if he starts putting over Joe Biden,
Right.
like what do you think his base would do?
Right. Would turn on him.
Of course it would, right? Yeah. All right.
It's like if one episode out of nowhere, Russo was like, you know what, me and Sean Ross Sapp, we squashed the beef. He's an all right guy. I like him. The brand, like, what? Like,
He's got beef with that guy.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Well, Vince, that's Vince's shtick. Is it's his main show is that castrating the marks,
Right.
where they pull up clips of all the dirt sheet guys. He's constantly adversarial relationship with them because he's constantly making fun of them,
Right.
But Sapp is like one of the only guys that sells it repeatedly.
Right.
Like Sapp would like go like Vince would do a YouTube clip burying Sapp, and Sapp literally would take his time out to be in the message. The
In the
message
comments,
section
yeah.
of the comment section of the
I've seen
YouTube
it.
while the and like arguing with people. I'm like, really, dude? Like,
I think there's
like what?
there's definitely a part of that guy. I only know him a little bit, but that enjoys it. I think he enjoys coming back. You know what I mean? He's a troll himself.
Right, of course. Oh yeah, burner accounts and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
I want to make a statement here. I do not have any burner accounts. Joe, have you
Neither
ever
do I.
have you ever had a burner account, Joe?
No. I had a parody account for like a week when we had all the parody accounts on the show, but I didn't stick with it.
Oh, those things like the surveillance and all those.
Yeah.
Which one
Oh,
were
yeah.
you?
I was Dr. B.I. Polar, which nobody remembers. So
Dr. B.I. Polar. Remember what I literally
the evil manic depressive.
remember how I shut that down? I blocked the only people I've ever blocked on Twitter is the people with
parody accounts.
parody
Yeah.
accounts because they're not people. If you're not a
The
person,
Purge.
I'll block you. Yeah, the Purge. Right, the Purge. I
The
maybe
Purge and
should start
play
doing
Purge
another
music.
Purge. Should I start doing another Purge?
Why not? You want to bomb them?
Yeah.
Yo, what's up? I just want to thank you guys for watching this clip. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And join our YouTube membership for hours and hours of exclusive, unedited, uncensored content. And being a member will help you get involved in our upcoming live streams. Thank you for your support. Thank you for riding with us. I know you got a lot of other podcast choices, be it wrestling or other ones. And thank you for picking us. Boom.